Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Debbie, and I'm on the creative design team at Sizzix. And I was so excited. First of all, happy Valentine's Day. I was so excited when I saw this was on my calendar because Valentine's is a great holiday. We love sharing all things crafty with people that we love and just passing along the love with everybody. So, Love is in the Air is the perfect project and class name for what we're going to be creating today. I've been with Sizzix for over 20 years. I've been a big time paper crafter for a long time. I started when I was 19. I won an international crafting contest with Mrs. Grossman's Paper Company, which is a sticker company that Michaels carries. And I was with them for over 20 years. Had my own retail store. And if Sizzix and Michaels were around back in my day, I would have been there all the time and love every bit about what I do and every single day. So nothing better than doing what you love with people that you love with all this beautiful color and fun projects to create. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But first, I want to wave to everybody, wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And I also love to hear where everybody's coming from, checking in from, whether you're going to be making along with me, whether you're going to be crafting later on, and what type of things you're going to be creating with this. So since this is a Valentine project, what I'm going to be showing you when I'm all done is some other projects. So don't put the die set away if you already have it, because you can use it for all sorts of other occasions, not just Valentine's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and have the camera overhead so we can get crafting. So some of the projects I'm going to be creating, showing you later, are various themes, but the one that we're going to be working on today is the card using two of our die sets. One is called Floral Geo Heart Frame, and one is Mini Lovebirds. I mean, this is the cutest. So if you can imagine what this would look like in other colors, it lets you know that you can use it for a shower or a bridal shower. If you do pastel colors, it would be so cute for Easter. It could also be in springtime colors, and you could do it with any sentiments, but for Mother's Day. So if you have the die set, don't put it away, because you want to make sure you have it out for any other occasion. So I'm going to go ahead and talk you through the Big Shot machine. The dies that I'm going to be using for this project, let me show you that really quick. This is the Geo Heart Frame. So this has 9 dies altogether. They're all Thinlits. These are our chemical etch dies. They're thinner dies, so the platforms that come with your Big Shot machine, you will not need them you will need them because they need to lift up and hit the rollers to restrict the space, so the die will cut through the materials that you're cutting. So the detail on these is amazing. What's great about this die set is the flowers have this flower center attached to it. So when you go ahead and finish with the die set, you'll put it away. So you're not going to lose that little tiny flower center because it's connected to the actual flower. It also has the little score line. So if you don't use the flower center and you want to put glitter inside instead of the flower center, it lets you know exactly where that flower center is because it has the embossed image. The detail on the veins of these little leaves, and then the detail on the intricate die of this Geo Heart is amazing. So this is a great set, and we're going to be using portions of this in the project. The other one is the Mini Lovebirds. This one is 11 dies. So you get the 2 size circles, the flowers, the intricate little flower heart wreath, and a couple little twigs and the tiny, tiny heart. So this has 11 dies altogether, and the detail is fabulous. So I love this die set. And like I said, you don't want to put it away because it can be used for any occasion. And it's great if you're going to be doing an invitation or something, you could tie it in and add it to the party favors. You could tie it in and add it to the little menu cards, napkin rings, all sorts of little things that are going to be coordinated with the theme of the shower or the party. So if you're using any of these for an invitation, you can carry the theme all the way to the party. So let me show you the detail on this die set. So here's the little center flowers. This is using our gold Opulent cardstock. So we have a variety of gold finishes on the cardstock. This is the matte. There's a pearl, there's a glitter, there's a mirror. And the detail is beautiful when it's cut. So you can see the little veins in the leaves to show you exactly that score line in the blade will actually show you the image and shows a little more the intricacy of the die, and you can also see it on once it's die cut. And also that bird, when you cut the little bird out, his little die, the little wing comes out. You could do it in another color and lay it underneath. Since we popped it up on this project with foam tape, you can see the white coming through. And just the little details on the hearts. I just have something, a sentiment, home is wherever you are. It's just printed. You could use your favorite sentiment that you have from a rubber stamp set, or you could do something personal for a friend if it's going to be their name or their birthday or an invitation you're invited to. You can just personalize it or customize it yourself. So if you're making along with us, I would love to hear that. If you're doing something similar but changing up the colors, I would also love to hear that. If you're customizing it, that would be great too. So I want to share with you just a few details and the specifics about the Big Shot machine. So this is a roller machine. When you get it, you have 2 cutting pads. So unless you're doing some of our 3D embossing, which is not part of today, just so you'll know, majority of the time you need to use 2 of the cutting pads. And this just balances out the pressure as the machine is rolling to cut and even emboss on your material when you're cutting. So you have the 2 cutting pads, you have the platform, and you have the thin die adapter pad. So what's great about this is we show you everything that you need to do to build on the machine. So if you're going to be die cutting with the Thinlits, it shows you exactly the level and the sandwich width, we call it, of how you want to lay your paper and the process that you need to do to run it through to create the die cutting evenly and perfectly. So it shows you the platform and then the thin die adapter pad. And then the clear part here is the cutting pad. You can use the blade up or blade down. It depends on what you'd rather, but you always want to make sure, and when I do the projects, I'll explain it to you. You want to make sure that the blade itself is going against the textured side of the paper. We call it the good side. Majority of cardstocks have a texture on one side and smooth on the other one, but it's just a good rule of thumb to remember, because with the blade against the good side of the paper, you know that, the blade against the good side of the paper, you know it's going to be cut correctly. And it's just good to remember that if you're doing any kind of pattern paper. If you're cutting out the word hello and you do it on the wrong side, well, it's going to be backwards. So that's just just a good little tip that I like to make sure people know. So you're always going to just have the platform with any of our Thinlit dies. So those are these, and any of the so your blade up or blade down on top of the paper, and then another cutting pad on top, or any of the foil, anything thin that you're going to be cutting. That's the sandwich that you need. If you're not going to be cutting, you can follow the images on here if you're doing any of our other Sizzix product, and then that lets you know exactly how you need to layer it and sandwich it as you go along. So I'm going to get started, and this is the card that we're creating. So type in the comments or in the chat and let us know what you're working on. As I'm doing this, if you're working on something, what you're doing, what colors you're using, any questions. If I'm going too fast, tell me to be quiet and slow down. Whatever you want, I'll be there for you. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I like to do is, because you have the 6-inch opening here, and if I don't need a whole area, I like to cut as many as I can at one time of the different die sets, just so I can get it done and get my card and have the fun get started. So I just need a small piece for the hearts, a small piece for the bird. I actually don't need this big of a piece for the heart because it's smaller. Smaller piece for that one bird. And I'm going to just trim it down a little bit. And these are going to be for the leaves. So since I have this good area size here, I'm going to go ahead and use the dies that I need. So some of the foliage, remember the good side of the blade is against. So since the flower centers on these are also gold, and then the flower itself is a color, I'm going to run this through twice. So once will be in the red, and I can just say the red flower center, the hibiscus or primrose center. I could save that separately and then do it again so I can have the flower center. So let me just go ahead and do what I need to have in the gold first. So we got these ready to go. Then trim this one down. So we have the different shades of colors in our color story in our cardstock. So we have the hibiscus, we have primrose, we have sorbet, and it's 20 different colors, and the assortment you get is amazing. So, and they're all named real fun names. We have limoncello. It kind of makes you hungry while you're doing while you're creating projects. So the possibilities are endless of what you're going to be creating, and you're going to have so much fun doing it. So we've got this same flower in the 2 different sizes. And then we go ahead and get the bird. So we're going to do the mama bird in the darker red, and then these little hearts, which I love. They're so small, so you want to make sure you get all of those on there. And then I'm going to run this through, but what I want to make sure that I do is not forget my other pieces. So I like to have my pieces off to the side so I know, okay, don't forget to cut the white circle here. And then I'm going to come back and cut the center for the flowers. So what I like to do is run it through. If you're not sure which direction to turn the handle, I push it this way and see how the handle's starting to go in that direction. That lets you know. Hear a little bit of crackling. That doesn't mean it's damaging anything. It's just letting you know that the blades are actually hitting the paper and running it through. So you can see right there, cut beautifully. So there's that little, when I told you the flower center is separate, at least you know you're not going to lose that little die. So then I'm going to take my die pick. We have a little poke holes at the back of the die, just in case it doesn't come through or pop out, but that came out perfectly. And you can see that little groove there. So if I wanted to ink it, instead of laying another color on top, I could do that. So let me go ahead and take all of these out. I'd love to know where everybody's coming from and what you're working on. Paper crafting has always been my favorite thing. And when my mom, when I was younger, the only places we could go to for any kind of thing like that was a card shop. So I used to get so excited my mom would take me to card shops that I actually got butterflies in my stomach. So I can't imagine how much fun I would have if we had a Michael's back in my day. So you can just kind of poke these through. So some of them you don't need to have the die pick except for these little pieces here. You just want to pull them through. The other one out. Use my die pick to get those out. Okay, so I've got my 3 leaves that I need. And there's a variety. I mean, the different ones you can use. I mean, you don't have to do the same colors. You can do any leaves. There's a variety of leaves that come in the die set. So there's all sorts of opportunities and themes that you could come up with color-wise also. So that makes it a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to cut my circle. So the fun thing about this circle is you can layer it up if you want and change it. And there's a fun little another product that we have that I'm going to show you when I'm all done, just so you can see the, let me do that gold also. So you can see the other things that you can create with that circle. And you can do a little window card. You could print something and have the little message coming through the cutout circle if that's what you decide to do. It's just so much fun to create different things with the dimensional dome. So that's something I want to show you, and it's really fun. Okay, let me put that in there. I just need a couple of these little golden centers here. Since this is off, you don't have to worry about it being hanging off on this one, just because I knew I only needed the center. So just cut out perfectly. And then here is my white circle, my little white circle. I'm gonna pop those, and then, so you don't want to throw out your trash. I mean, not that this flower is trash, but since I don't need this for my project, you want to use it for another project, because you never know, you could be doing the same cute little card for a wedding and do it in gold and white. So that would be another pretty little project that you could create. So that's all set. I believe I'm done with my cutting, so I'm going to assemble. So I've got my card, any size card. This is 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, I believe. So since I want the inside to be the white, I'm going to go ahead and just cut one panel out of our cherry blossom, and I'm going to use my double-sided adhesive and run it on. I don't need to coat the entire back of the cardstock. I just want to make sure it's close to or on the edge. And you just want to make sure that it's centered on there. I could have cut it smaller so there would be a border also, or instead. So that would be another option. So that is ready to go. Now I'm using our foam tape. This makes anything dimensional, so it kind of gives it a little more character to your cards or any of your projects. So it's double-sided. It's very strong. So once it's down, it's down pretty good. So a trick that I like to do when I'm doing something with foam tape is I don't want it to get too sticky on my scissors. So I'll peel it off, and then I'll peel it off onto another backing of maybe a full-size adhesive sheet. But just this, having one strip, I can decide on the width, the thickness, or if I want to double it up, I could fold it back on top of itself to make it extra thick. But for something like this, I like to have just small little pieces, since I'm going to be popping up the circle, and I'm also going to be popping up the bird and a couple of flowers. I'm just going to do a few little pieces, and plus the sentiment, that can be a little bit bigger. That's just just a little tip that I like to do, because I don't want it to gum up my scissors because I'm busy crafting. I don't have time to stop to clean. So I'm going to go ahead, just put a couple pieces behind my circle. And peel this off. It's a great dimensional tape because you know it's going to stay put. Once it's down, it is down. And I like to layer it up. If I want something to be extra thick, then I'll go ahead and add another layer of it on there too. Okay, so let me put this down here like this. And then you can tuck things underneath. You can add to it, above it, however you want to do it. But for something like this, sometimes you can tuck it underneath. You can have it go all the way around like a wreath. It's almost like flowers. You know, you get some flowers, you arrange them. No two are going to be exactly the same. So you let your personality go through. So something like this, you can just do whatever you want. Cut the same pieces. It would be so fun to see what everybody's different ideas are. So I like to do a little puddle of glue off to the side and just put it on my finger. Some people like to put it on top, you know, because you don't want it to squirt onto the back of your, onto the front of your project. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down there on there like that. And you just only want to put it on the part that's going to be adhered to the white circle. You don't want to put it on underneath here, because then it'll lose the dimension feel of what you're creating. Okay, so let me go ahead and do a little bit on this one here. And this one I think I'm going to tuck underneath, as long as it's away from the foam tape under there. Okay, and then now for that last bigger one, I love this leaf. I mean, the detail, the fact that that blade was perfect and deep enough that it didn't cut. It was deep. It was a deep enough blade where it doesn't cut through, but enough to show such a beautiful scoring on that. I think that's so pretty. Just the veins of the leaves. That's great. Okay, go ahead and adhere this down. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I know the flowers are going to be hiding a portion of it. So now I want to pop up some of my flowers, but before I do that, I want to put the adhesive, a little bit of adhesive on the back of the little flower center. So it'll stick down so you can see the contrast of the gold opulent against the primrose, or yeah, the primrose color flower. A little bit more glue. One of my favorite projects are doing something that's got dimension. So whether it's a box or anything with dimensional tape, or making the flowers pop up a little bit, I just love adding that. So the dimensional tape is one of my all-time favorite things. So let me go ahead and do the hibiscus one. That's the large, more prominent one that'll be in the center. You stick that flower center in there. So this is the one I'm going to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of the foam tape behind there. I'll just cut a little square instead. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Have something fun to do for Valentine's Day. And the day's still young, so you can quickly make this card and deliver it before it's too late. So I put the foam tape behind this one. And then I'm just going to put some regular adhesive behind these two individual flowers. I'll tuck that one there, hide the stems of the flowers under there. I mean, stems of the leaves there. And the last flower here. Tuck that one underneath, partially on, partially over. Gives it a little dimension. And then this cute little bird. Put a little narrower piece of foam tape behind her. I'm assuming it's a girl bird. I don't know why. I feel like I'm at a Valentine class party. Remember when you're younger and you would, or am I dating myself? When you would make your little mailboxes and all your friends would go to your class, to your desk, and you would deliver the Valentines. It was always so fun. So that's why I feel like we're all here today for a Valentine party. Too bad we aren't trading Valentines. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Let me get the foam tape. Put the backing off. Let me adhere it on there like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my sentiment. Home is wherever you are. I love that. And I'm just going to put a little backing on here. Trim that down. You guys are enjoying this and having fun or inspired so you can get out there and create some more things. I mean, I remember when I was younger, my mom would say, oh, I would much rather you make me something than buy me something. I'm thinking, really? Now that I'm a mom with adult daughters, now I get it. But I used to think, why would you want me to make her something? Did you want something better? But apparently that was better now that I know. So she loves, it's funny, my mom still saves the things that I've made. So when people say, oh my gosh, don't you keep everything that you make? No, my mom has them all there for me. And then I look at certain things and I'm like, wow, that must be old because I would never put those colors together now. But that's what moms do. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of tuck this, maybe a little bit of an angle. You could have it where it's kind of along her legs there, kind of gives it a little character, a little whimsy. And then finally, those little tiny hearts that we cut, or I cut, hopefully you cut too alongside. Go ahead and add those too. And the card will be complete and ready to deliver. Glue on there. So any of these things, if you cut any kind of thin material, any of our chemical etch dyes will cut beautifully. Any thin foils, any cardstock that already has an adhesive backing cuts through beautifully, and it creates beautiful projects. Something like this is so cute, you almost want to frame it. Oops, I lost a heart along the way. Another one here. You almost want to frame it. Where are these? They're sticking to my finger because my finger still has glue on it. Stay there. But some of the things, I remember a class I taught a long time ago. The lady said, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I don't even know if I want to give it away. I think I'll put it in my will. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, so there we go. There we have it. How fun is that? I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could rubber stamp something. You could just have this alongside. You could cut the circle and have it partially off the edge and then cut the edge so it has a straight edge alongside the side of the card. I mean, the things that you could create with this die set, any kind of colors gives you just great themes that you could coordinate with it. So let me put this aside and show you a couple things that I've also created. So same die set, like I had said, this one I used the larger circle, this one here. So I just ran it through the same idea, but I cut it so it was off the edge of the pink. And the inside of the card is the white. So this is the white you're seeing through. It's not a white circle. I cut the circle out of the cherry blossom. So it kind of gives it a straight edge. There's a different sentiment. And with that little lovebird set, these two cute little lovebirds, they're all one die set. You could use them separately because when you cut them, they're two individual birds, but we have them, we have them connected. And I think it's so cute this way because they're, you know, tweethearts. So there's that one there. Another one is using, like I had said, so we have rose gold opulent. Here's another idea. So this is using our rose gold, the matte and the glitter. So in your set of Opulent cardstocks, you will get multiple finishes. So this is the glitter, the matte, and then the mirror. So you can see that the mirror is like really a mirror. It's real shimmery and you can see the full reflection in there. So what I did is I cut that wreath that comes in the Mini Lovebird set. So I cut the wreath out. But then also what's great is you get these individual flowers. So you don't have to cut the wreath and then cut these off to add it in another cardstock color. You get these individual flowers to cut separately and add them on top. And then I use the same foam tape and added it to the behind the birds and just use one little heart. I mean, that is so cute. For a bridal shower card, it could be the invitation and then do the same thing and just carry it through the whole party. I love that color combination. So that's using the rose gold. Another cute little fun thing that I want, another young story when I was younger. I used to wonder, like, these poor birds, you see these birds on this phone line or electrical power line, and there's so many that are all together. And there's always that one off to the side. I always felt so sorry for him. So here's this little bird wanting to join the party and brought his friends a little twig of flowers, so maybe they'll let him join. But there was always that straight line of a million birds, and this one poor little fell off to the side. But this is another technique. So this is using our Bluebell cardstock. But what I did is for the branches, I took them and cut them out of the same color. So it almost looks like it's embossed. So the tone on tone gives a great effect. This is the birds in one of our darker blue shades of cardstock. And I just popped one off and I double popped this one up. So there's a little dimension, but I just love the tone on tone. So the Bluebell on the Bluebell cardstock gives it a really neat technique. So the other one I wanted to show you lastly, well, second to the last, is using the die set, same one. I cut out of the Sizzix Tim Holtz tag collection. And this is our dome. So this is our dimensional dome that I was talking about. You can get it all on Michael's. It comes with a set of 8 domes. This is the 2-inch one. So it has an adhesive edging to it. Take it out. So what you would do is you would peel this off, and it gives an adhesive exposed sticky ring. So you would go ahead and stick this onto your base, and then take that 2-inch circle framelit that comes in the die set and cut it in the, so this is 2 tags stuck together. The back one has the circle, the dome adhered to it, and this one you'll run it through with the circle die cut. So you'll have a hole in top, and then you just lay it on top. And before you lay it on top, you want to sprinkle some of the little things inside, sequins and beads. And I just use the same die set and embellish it around, use this little Opulent silver hearts and adhere those down. I did the love sentiment. I don't know if you can see it, and that comes with the love is in the air. I did it twice, so there's a backing to kind of create a shadow with the rose gold love on top, and just ink the edges of the flower. And I thought that's a cute, cute little tag, and kind of a shaker dome. You can hear the little beads. I put the little hearts, some of the tiny little flowers in there. I adhered some hearts in there so they look like they're free flowing, but that's a fun little project to do with the same die set and the 2-inch circle domes. So before I say goodbye, there's another little idea. Taking the larger circle, cut it out white, fold it in half, fill it with some treats, and it's a cute little party favor. And if all of you were here in person, I would love to hand one to you for our Valentine party that we're having today. Or if technology was really good, I'd try to hand one to you, each of you through the screen. So that's it for me here. And we're going to go ahead to the face so I can say thank you and goodbye. I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope I've inspired you to create some things, whether it's for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, birthday, the dies that I've used, the projects I've created, in any color possibilities would be amazing. And whoever you make it for, I know they would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us. And don't forget the hashtags and the website that you can, Michael's, you can go back, and if there's anything that you missed or you want to look at it again to see how I created something, it'll all be right there. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again next time.